Hello, this is Leah from the Chilium Creative. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I like to do videos about paper crafting, junk journaling, and anything related to that. Today we're going to talk about organizing. I love to organize in general. I feel like I organize and then I reorganize a lot of things, but especially my craft supplies. One thing that I've been struggling a bit with lately is ephemera, but specifically labels. I have a lot of labels, mostly from printables, and I had them in just a little tray like this, but I had so many in the tray that I couldn't really see what I had. It was hard to find what I wanted to use. It wasn't sorted at all. There was, all sorts of different kits in the box and from all different shops on Etsy, and it was a mess. So if you've seen one of my other videos, you have probably seen what that looked like. Now, back when I first started junk journaling, I had seen a couple people on YouTube with a book similar to this, and they looked like they were handmade. So I decided to try and make one of my own. And it seems like I did find a couple tutorials on YouTube on how to make something like this. And this was one of the first journals or books that I made. And I actually really like how the cover turned out. But once you see inside, you'll see I have struggled a little bit with the vellum pockets. I did not stitch my pockets on, I glued them on, and I have had to re-glue them a couple different times. For now, the pockets are working. It's not the prettiest thing to look at, but it is at least functional at the moment. So, the pockets in this are a little bit bigger, so I have a little bit bigger items in here. And I think now that I know a little bit more, I could make a new version of this and probably be a little bit more successful and, make it look a little bit nicer and whatnot. But I really don't feel like putting the effort into that right now. So I purchased a couple books that are similar to this. That's not what their intended purpose was, but I wanted to kind of show you how I am now organizing my labels, at least. That's all I'm using these new books for at the moment, but it will probably evolve as time goes on. So that's my original book that I organized my ephemera in. Now, it was several months after I made this book that I was looking for something to store postage stamps. I had bought a bundle of postage stamps from someone on Etsy, and I didn't have a good way to store them to where I could actually see what I had. So I just started doing random searches on Etsy and eBay and different things like that, trying to find a better solution than just having them stuffed in a Ziploc bag, because I couldn't tell what I had and I couldn't find what I needed. So by accident, really, I found this book. Now this is a vintage, as far as I know, it is a vintage postage stamp book, like collectible book. I found it randomly on Etsy from a seller in the Netherlands, and purchased it, and I think I purchased some postage stamps from her at the same time. Not that I really needed more, but anyway, so I bought this book, and it is actually made for collecting stamps, right? So it has these little shallow pockets, almost like wax paper, but they're clear so you can kind of see through them, but they still hold the postage stamps. So this isn't even all of the postage stamps that I have, but I started pulling them out and organizing them by color. So I have red, orange, didn't have any yellow, I don't think. Then I went to green. Anyway, just the colors of the rainbow, basically. And it's been super helpful. So when I want to use a postage stamp in a collage or something like that, I go to this book and I can look by color if I want to, or just skim through and look at what style or whatever is on what image is on the postage stamp and pick out what I want. And it's easy to put things back. It's easy, to find things, to see everything. I like organizing it by color because my mind just operates better that way. So it's been really nice. And like I said, I kind of found this on accident. Well, then several months later, I started watching the YouTube channel Seven Plaza. Her name is Margaret, and she lives in the Netherlands. And she does a lot of paper crafting, junk journaling, but she does a lot of thrift hauls as well. And she was using some of these books to not only store her postage stamps, but also to store ephemera. And I was like, that's a great idea. So I got excited. I went back to the Etsy shop that I had bought this one from, and I ordered a couple more. Now the Etsy shop that I bought these from is called Jolly Dolly Dutch. The lady that runs it is named Bianca. And, obviously these are vintage items, things that she's found, thrift shopping or whatever. And so her inventory is constantly changing, right? So I went back to her shop. She had a couple more that looked like it was in good shape. And then there was one that actually was still in plastic wrap, like it had never been used. So I ordered these two more, another red one, and then this kind of gray color one. This was the one that hadn't been opened yet. And then I ordered a third one from a separate shop, which is this green one. Unbeknownst to me, the other shop that I ordered this from was also Bianca's shop. She has a couple shops on Etsy. So the shop that I ordered this from is called Pretty Post Stamps. I'm going to set this one over here. And which, from what I can tell, mostly focuses on postage stamp related things. Now her Jolly Dolly Dutch shop, where I ordered these two from, she has all sorts of different things in her shop. So I'm going to leave a link below to both of her shops if you want to check them out. I've already, originally in this video, I was going to take the time and organize my labels on camera and just chit chat with you. But as I got into that, I realized it was more of a process to organize my labels and fill these books than I originally thought. And I kind of changed things as I went. So I'm just going to show you the finished product. One thing I did want to mention is that Bianca has been really great to work with. I ordered these two books from her one shop, and the post office here in the States, for some reason, returned the package without delivering it to me, even though the tracking said it was delivered. They sent it back to her. So these two books have actually been across the ocean 3 times now. These books have flown from the Netherlands to here in Alabama, back to the Netherlands, and then back here to Alabama a second time. But through this whole process, Bianca was really great to work with. I feel like we had a bit of a bonding experience because of all all that happened with this package, and all the phone calls we had to make to our respective post offices. So anyway, I just wanted to give that shout out to her. She also was really sweet and sent some freebies with my package. She sent me some stickers, and there's actually her Etsy shop name there. So she makes some stickers as well. That's just a note from her. And then she sent me this sheet of teacup stickers, which I thought was really cute too. And then I think this is kind of like her signature thing. She likes to send a little envelope pouch made out of book page. And I haven't opened these ones yet, but the last one I got had extra postage stamps in it. So that's kind of cute. So let me show you how I've kind of organized these. I actually have not filled this green book yet. I'm leaving it open in case I end up with more labels or there's some other kind of ephemera that I want to put in here. But I have filled these two books. So I'm going to go through and show you what labels I have currently, and I will mention the shops where I purchased them. So this book actually has several pages in it and has a wide mix of different kinds of labels. This first page, front and back, these are labels from TapeNTwine Digitals. That's the word tape, the letter N, twine, digitals. And again, I will leave all the links below in case you're interested and want to purchase some of these yourself. And I can't remember the exact name of this kit, but I think it was called like specimen labels or something like that. And I actually found her on Instagram. I don't even remember how, but I came across her account and really liked her stuff. And so then I went to Etsy and found this kit, and it was different than any of the other label kits I had seen. So I really liked it, and I've used quite a few from this kit already, and I've just printed it out once so far. So I put all the colored ones on this side and then the neutral ones on the back. So far, right now I have these divided out by designer first and then kind of by color. That may change later because, like I said, my brain really thinks by color, not so much designer. So, but part of me doesn't want to mix up the designers in case I need to print more. I'm like, who was that? Anyway. So this, I'm sure, will be an ever-evolving process, like most organization systems are. The next section is labels from RoxyCreations. This was, I think, actually was one of the first label kits I ever purchased, and I really like her labels. Rachel is her name at RoxyCreations. She has a YouTube channel as well. So I've got the green ones. I actually need to print out some more because I've used quite a few from this kit. And this, I may end up moving the blue over to this side and then just do green on this whole page. So there's some RoxyCreation labels. And then I left a blank page here. And then these, are actually Christmas theme labels, and they are from Pink Monarch Prints. There are also some labels in the same set that have words on them, like family and joy and things like that. Like I said, it is a Christmas set, so you'll notice there's some green and red and whatnot. So I left this page kind of open too, because I'm probably going to be printing some more of those soon to be used for Christmas projects. Sorry if you hear the dog barking. We're a full house around here. We've got 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a teenager. So you never know what you're going to hear in the background. Then we have, I just have a few of these left. There was a kit that I bought for a journal that I made for my mom, for a devotional journal. And these flower labels were part of that kit. It was a faith kind of label kit. So that's just what I had left over. I haven't reprinted it since making that project. I have a few random things. These are not labels, obviously, but I don't have another place to store these really in a great way. They're from a freebie that I got from Louisa Heinzel from her website. And then these are just some tea labels that I thought were cute that I kept off of some tea bags. And then the next and last section in this book are labels from Tracy Fox. Her Etsy shop is called Love Junk Journals. And I really like her labels. I think you'll probably, if you watch any kind of YouTube, you will have seen her labels used by many different people, just because they're really good. So I've actually used quite a few already. I need to probably print out some more of the colored ones. But I just have them sorted out by color, red, green, and I think she has blue. Yeah. So I have some extra space in here. So when I go to print more, I will have room to put those. And then these are just kind of random. They were with the Tracy Fox kit as well, from what I remember. So I just put them in here. I haven't really used them yet. So yeah, I don't know. They're not, I just don't tend to gravitate towards them. But anyway, then the last page is kind of neutral colors. So there's a lot of brown ones and then some brown and black on the back. So that is the first book. And like I said, I will leave links below for all of the shops that I mentioned. And then the second book is pretty much all one designer. There's still a lot of space in here. Also, well, I thought there was. There's a few pages. No, I guess not. I spread them out. So anyway, all of the labels in this book are from Shabbydabbydoodah. Tina is her name. And I initially just had some freebie labels that I had gotten from one of her free kits that I think she put out around Christmas. It's not necessarily a Christmas theme kit. It's just she likes to put a freebie out around that time. But then recently I saw somebody, I think it was Margaret at Seven Plaza, she had purchased the label, a more recent label kit from Tina's Etsy shop, and I really liked them. So I went out and bought them. And then I started cutting them out. I printed them out and then started cutting them out right before my car wreck. So, and then I broke my wrist in my car wreck. So I wasn't able to do any cutting or anything like that for a while. And I just recently was able to finish cutting them all out. So I have these divided by kind of color family. So reds and pinks here, and then there's some in that kit, there's some that are kind of a black color, but then they have a color border. So I just used the border as the guide for what color to put them with. So we have these ones which are really cute. They have the little notches on the corner. And then on the back side, we have some just like squared off corner ones, which again are really cute. These down here are from the freebie that I got. So there were some ovals, some squared off ones, some with text, some with not. And I need to print out some more of those because I've used several of them too. And then we just go into the greens, the squared off ones on the back. And then these are kind of all different shades of blue. I have more blue on the back. Again, these are from one of the freebies that she had. And I've already used several of the blue ones. Then we go into kind of a yellow color / neutral colors. More on the back. Again, these are from the freebie. So I'll try to leave a link for her website below too, not just her Etsy shop, because that's where she keeps her freebies and you can just go and download them. And then these are also from Shabbydabbydoodah. They're word definitions. And it seems like that was a freebie as well. I'll have to double check, but I don't think I paid for those. I think I at one point went to her website and just downloaded all the freebies that were available at that time. So I think that was part of that kind of group. And then these are, they're not technically labels. They are documents, I guess. They're like old check images. And I think it seems like they were part of the label kit from what I remember. But they're like old certificates and some of them are almost like ads and stuff, but they're just like old documents and like headers from old documents and stuff. And I just thought they were cool. These are the smaller ones, so they fit easily into this book. There are some larger ones that were printed out with that kit as well, and I'm probably going to keep those somewhere else. But so those I just put all the colored ones of those because there weren't as many on one page, and then put the neutral color ones on another page. And that is that for this book. So, like I said, I have these two with labels in them, and then I have one empty one. So I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do with that empty one, but if you have ideas, I'm very open to suggestions. What I've realized for me is that putting ephemera, like fussy cuts and things like, butterflies and mushrooms and flowers and things like that, it's better for me to have them in like an open tray and just pull them out onto my desk when I'm needing to use stuff like that. Because then I can kind of dig through and see what I have, and they're just quick to access. And usually they're a little bit larger than like some of these labels that I have. Now, one thing I will note is that I did have a few really small labels, and they don't fit very well in the pockets of these books. They fit in there, but they're not easy to get back out. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do with these. Not sure yet what I'm going to do with that, but just keep that in mind if you want to try out this method. As I mentioned a couple times before, it's probably going to evolve and change as I start using them this way and like actually start crafting with them and stuff like that. I will, I'm sure, discover better ways of doing it for me anyway. There are so many videos out there on YouTube on how to organize your paper supplies and craft supplies. I've watched a bunch of them. I think we're all kind of always looking for new ways to do it and better ways to do it, more efficient ways to do it. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. Hopefully it'll spark some ideas for yourself and for your processes as you craft. And yeah, I think that's all for now. Until the next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.